Are you rolling? You got some pre-roll?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Are we going to guess your
where
first
did we
question?
meet? The first question, I think,
it's probably going to be...
is where did we meet? How did we form? The band was formed as SCAD members, the Savannah College of Art and Design, in the year 99 or thereabouts.
It was 2000, early 2000. The year 2000. It was after the predicted Y2K disaster.
Yeah, I had all that
didn't
rice
really happen.
stored up. Yeah, that
She
did
had
happen.
a lot of rice. It's true. Her dorm was stocked with rice, all manner of rice, brown rice, long grain, short grain,
Jasmine.
sushi rice,
Are you going somewhere with that?
basmati.
The rice?
Basmati.
We could stop now about the rice. But yeah, so
No
anyway.
yellow rice. But
Yeah, that was weird.
saffron is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our drummer knew Drew. Jay knew Drew and Colin.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
And he knew me, but Drew and I didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And really, we met one time, and then we decided to have a band practice, and that's pretty much where we formed in the bellows of O House.
O House?
That was a
Oglethorpe House.
dorm room.
And you were in Battle of the Bands.
We
Correct.
played a Battle of the Bands.
We
for
practiced in
SCAD.
the cafeteria
Yeah.
Nice.
a couple times. It was pretty...
I remember making a
Productive.
bunch of our first buttons in the cafeteria
Really?
at O House, yeah.
Cool.
That was fucking fun.
Cool.
I'm there right now in my mind.
Yeah.
You guys practice in the ballroom.
We did, but we also practiced in the cafeteria,
cafeteria?
one night. We wrote disclaimer into the self in the cafeteria at the house. It's pretty cool. So anyway,
So you didn't go to SCAD to study music.
true.
You studied film and you studied illustration.
You've done your homework.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere.
I think Drew and Jay were listening to similar types of music.
Yeah.
And had, I don't know, played a bunch together a little bit before we had added me to the equation. But I don't know. Why do we sound the way we do?
I think, well, I guess, like, the intention from the get-go was to be, like, Jay and I knew each other in the context of, like, going to heavy music shows. So, like, I think we met at a Damage show.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just run into each other at shows of, like, a similar genre, I guess, like, hardcore, metal, hardcore, whatever. So, like, we kind of knew each other in that context. So, although there was never, like, a discussion about what we would sound like, which I think kind of opened the door to, like, left the door open for us to sort of, in subtle ways, explore, like, other genres in a way. Because we never, like, intended to sound anyway, you know what I mean?
Right.
We just got together and kind of, like, Jay was, like, a fast drummer. I had all these sort of, I don't know, like, melodic but kind of crazy riffs, you know? And it just worked out pretty good. And so, like, I feel like we just sort of sound how we do by default, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think Colin and I were sort of bridged that gap, I think. Maybe not the gap is the right word, but I definitely came from a more of a melodic punk rock area and a bunch of metal and stuff too. So
you like more metal than I do.
Yeah.
You know, or like you grew
Like
up
who?
listening to legitimate metal.
yeah, well, just growing up, like
Yeah.
I'd listen to Slayer and Metallica and fucking Megadeth and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and I always liked that stuff. But I mean, at the time, I was just listening to a lot of like post-hardcore stuff, like Hot Water Music and Braid and stuff like that. And I think Colin was too. And Colin and I were both in ska bands previous to that.
Yeah.
Just like a few years prior to that, we were playing in like ska bands, and he was in like a traditional ska band with horns and stuff.
Yeah.
We were playing. My band was more of a Less Than Jake kind of a band, and I hadn't heard a lot of the newer hardcore stuff that Jay and Drew were listening to. So it was a new element, and I feel like since I wasn't steeped in that, I could bring, definitely bring like other textures into it.
Mhm.
You know,
So
like,
it's still
if you listen to the
influenced?
bass line to Houdini Logic, it's so like it's so like it's almost poppy. It's like hip hoppy
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I was hearing, you know.
Mhm.
So I think if I came from a different style or a similar style, it would probably sound like every other band.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that helped. And Colin too. Like his stuff was really just like kind of eclectic and.
Yeah.
I mean his
innovative, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, unique in his approach. He didn't just do like your standard. I don't know. I remember doing like
Yeah.
lots of interesting picking stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, kind of like weird harmonic stuff and whatever. So I think we were all just like down for whatever. And like
Mhm.
Kathy said, we all sort of brought like I mean, and even like the hardcore and punk rock stuff that Jay and I listened to were different too. But we just like there was a common ground, you know. But like, yeah, I mean, it was just sort of like an eclectic getting together, and just whatever it sounded like is what it sounded like, you know. So.
And Savannah might have something to do with that too, because it was kind of small. You know, it was kind of like finding somebody to play with.
That was the
pretty hard. You
Yeah,
know?
that's a really good point. It was like we were just doing it to play music with each other,
Yeah.
just have something to do. I think when we first started. You
Yeah.
know? It's like I had a half stack in my dorm room. I wasn't doing anything. You know, just playing by myself sometimes, and being
Yeah.
like, it'd be awesome to try to play with some folks that were not like insane or cracked out or whatever.
Were some of your
Because there's a
previous
few
band
folks
members
like that. What?
cracked out? Some of your previous bands?
No, but there was a potential band situation
Oh.
too that could have been sketchy had I committed to them. But yeah, so anyway, this was great. It's good
Yeah.
that we started jamming. By the end of that, we sort of had a system, or I don't know, I feel like we sort of have an idea as to what it's going to take to make the next process like this more efficient, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's tough. I mean, but at the same time, there's like being able to record at home, just having like like lo-fi systems of record, not lo-fi, but like easy, like GarageBand, you know, and being able to just send files and stuff, it helps a lot. So yeah, we're trying to figure out ways to compensate for the distance, but plus, I mean, I don't know, everybody's pretty fucking good at playing, so not myself, but I'm saying the others.
You can't take it back now.
So it's like they learn pretty fast, which is awesome.
And we just recently discovered Skype, so I think that
Yeah,
might
dude,
help a lot too.
and just another tool. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just really useful. So, yeah, definitely, we're
Promoting
overcoming
Skype over
the
here.
challenges of being a long distance
Yeah,
band.
writing via Skype.
Yeah.
I mean, we went over tons of bass stuff, Drew and I together over Skype.
Yeah,
Sit down with our guitars and play it on iTunes and go over parts.
yeah,
And, you know, it's not like talking on the phone where you have to hold it or struggle to hear or see
Yeah.
or know what.
and you can like, what's this fret? And we're sort of watching each
Yeah.
other play the stuff, and so we just started recently doing that. So I mean, yeah. Writing has been an interesting process,
Yeah.
but I think by the end we kind of figured out what it's going to take with this group of people, and you know, in each of our unique living situations, sort of to make it work really well. So, yeah, pretty cool.
Right.
But then, right when we're really probably more efficient as a band at writing, then we're probably we'll potentially go on tour and just play these songs. For a long
Are you gonna go
time,
back on tour?
And we'll end up in a different situation and be like, wait, what are we gonna do this time?
So you want to
we'll
tour
see.
again?
Yeah, it's on the table.
Yeah.
We need to like, you know, officially discuss it or whatever, but seems to be in the cards.
We'll try to play some shows.
Yeah. So when is this album coming out? Like, what's the sequence of events that's gonna happen?
When are you posting this video?
I was just gonna say that.
Like, in a week. In a couple days.
A week
Okay.
and a couple days?
No, in a couple days.
In
Why?
a couple days.
Does that
The
affect-
album's coming out. It affects our answer.
Yeah.
It affects
the
your
album's
answer?
coming out in November,
Okay.
Hmm.
but we might have a couple tricks up our sleeve
Okay.
over the course of summer. So if anybody watches this who is interested in hearing our new music, you should just like keep tabs on us online and stuff to find out what's going on. So, but officially, the album will be released in November.
Okay. The full-length album?
Full-length album called
Called?
Decompositions Volume 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there gonna be... How many volumes are there gonna be?
Well, we're just focusing on Volume 1 right now.
Alright.
But
Cryptic.
yes.
Okay.
What if you said 11? I was like, fucker's gonna say there's 22 volumes. I was gonna have to get up.
I didn't
quit.
I didn't answer the question.
At least
Exactly.
one. There's
It's
at least
the
gonna be
issue.
one.
Yeah, I heard.
There's at least one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're gonna leave it at that. I think the motivation is to play music with people that we like, you know, and to try to create something for ourselves. I mean, I think that's really it. So, like, I don't think that the music itself has, like, an extremely obvious message that everybody's gonna interpret the same way,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not really meant to be like an easy or obvious thing to understand. But I think I don't know, I think there's a lot of different aspects, like, to the songs, like, that I guess, like, the song structures and the melodies and everything that everybody else is bringing into it, like, sort of has that an equally important role as, like, the lyrics, you know what I mean? Whereas, like, I think some bands, like, the lyrics is, like, how the music, it's sort of like the defining characteristic of the music,
Mhm.
or whatever. But I feel like we've put a lot of effort into the actual structures of the songs and sort of the layers and parts and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No.
But what causes you to create music? Is there a reason why you write music? You know, as a songwriter, like, I feel like there's definitely, like,
It's like a compulsion.
some motivation
Yeah.
to do it. There's something I want to get out, or something I want to remind myself of, something I want to figure out or learn, something I want to share with other people. Anything like that? Anything special?
I don't know. I think we all individually do it for different reasons, probably. Of our own, you know, personal, from our own personal standpoints. But ultimately, it's, like, super rewarding, you know? And to be so close to finishing it is just like, after so long, you know? But,
Why did it
yeah,
take
it's
so long?
the, huh?
Why did it take so long?
Why did it take so long?
It took so long.
It took a while because, well, it didn't take that long. I think it seems like it took a long time because the last one came out 7 years ago, but 7 years ago, and then we went on tour for a couple of years, and then we had some lineup changes, and then we had some more lineup changes, and then we had stuff that we wrote that didn't really go where we thought or where we wanted it to go, I guess. And then, so it was really just, 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think in
When-
2008, like, early 2008 is when we were like, we're gonna, like, sit down and, like, make this record or whatever. So
Yeah. We had Kayla, we have David,
yeah,
we had some music, you know, we wanted to work with, and then that's when a bunch of other stuff piled on. You know, we were buying houses and getting engaged and stuff like that.
yeah,
Life
So-
was going on outside
yeah,
of that.
big
Yeah.
time. And we decided to try to write some, like, music that was, like, really challenging to us. So that made it really difficult too, I think. So yeah, there's a lot of factors, but like Kathy said, I think we didn't have, like, an extremely consistent practice schedule or anything like that, and Caleb was coming down for, like, 2 or 3 weeks at a time. We were just trying to get everything done in that way, and it wasn't, I don't know, it just took a long time.